Haven for all Halan. Within the gleaming city of Tanib-Dajek, home of the famed Nyanza market, all are welcome to come and find their new home, where they might make their livelihood free of oppression, free of judgment, free of the hated stares of those who cannot understand the power of unity in diversity. Do not miss out on your chance. The Nyanza market is upgraded. Very, very nice. That did make the trolls coexisting, so now they are a little better. Fire limit and hostile movement speed. And let's see, the Nyanza market. The Nyanza market is as it ever was. The ring of ships coming into harbor, the shouts of hawkers at all times of day and night, the many new apartment buildings and constructions that have been put together by Asali's stone carver are a wonder to behold. The citizenry is content, but there is still work to be done. As an independent reviewing researchers, the Nyanza market may become even more glorious. Okay, I didn't think the last part would change, but before it said it would be restored to its former glory. I guess this is the former glory, but we can make it even better. So that was pretty nice. Now we need to find a relic for this mission and catch the cheetah for that mission. Maybe we should stop this guy and just go to the cheetah province. I think it was that one. It's a bit of a shame because I would have liked to find the special provinces. We're starting to make a lot of money, so I think we can now subsidize our colony. Let's give them 2 targets a month. Let's upgrade this. We found some centaurs. It has to be Yeardu centaur, so we will spy on you. Feel like I should value Republican tradition more highly. It's so many bad events. It's 2 maps of the Rhine coast. Okay, well that's 1-2-0. Listen, Medawar, that can't be the best one you could find. Simply cannot be the best one. Okay, we are down to 35 Republican tradition. That is extremely bad. Extremely, extremely bad. Beaten to pulp. Paper. After all our lands were lost, there was one product we had that we could still utilize. The value of paper does not lie in its value, but in the ideas they carry. In our time of hardship, we have developed new paper mills to facilitate our last major trade good, as well as send out treatises in order to acquire help. Would reduce 10%, should be quite nice. And we also gain abjuration, which means we can cast the abjuration spell. Oh! Finally, we found another relic. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Calasandur the Magnificent. Calasandur was known as one of the greatest builders and craftsmen of his time. He founded the house of Silcalas and built the 3 masterwork elven castles of Elkanda, Eskandar, and Kalaskandar, while Asali Stonecarver, our most prominent Visembi architect, grumbles that he was a hack, and that the Canorian masterpieces do not even remotely compare to the halfling Ananimas, or Lizardfolk spires in Sahol. We have it on good authority that several of his old blueprints have been uncovered. These blueprints could be a wonderful addition to the Medaka's exceptional treasures. We can attempt to purchase some blueprints they are finished with. We can purchase the... oh my... this is expensive. This can be reduced by improving relation, making them a subject. So we improve with Arboran, have enchantment levels, and completing the world's collection mission. Okay, we should study enchantment. No! Hurry! Study! Hold on. Hold on. We can only get 1 more spell level. So if we decide to go enchantment, we won't be able to do research anymore until we build a mage tower. Maybe that's fine. Might be able to build a mage tower. Might be able to build a mage tower. Then let's improve relations with these guys. This time, I don't think we take the step, because we're already at stability 1, and that's enough to build prosperity. Now, Edvelerni is colonizing, which is good. DP points are almost at the cap again. Colony finished. I just want to finish these islands. We found another orc nation. These guys have a trophy pile. Oh, we've been spying on the centaurs, and that's why we can do this mission. Brave the storms of Nusorbok and visit their settlements. Nusorbokian crofters. Nusorbok. Beyond the Serpent Spine lies the hope of the centaur tempest callers. Through magic, they found communion with their deity Iadaeos and mastered the elements of wind and lightning, one of the many dangers of the region. The strongest of these were the Storm Kings, powerful shamans who give up their name to become the next in line of Storm Kings when they are chosen by the Stormbringer, a rock with unparalleled mastery over lightning. In a land dotted with many rivers, the centaurs of Nusorbok have taken advantage of the terrain and created small, semi-permanent shelters in the water, where they are safe from storms and ready to be mobilized for war. Asali visited one of these villages, keen to find methods to protect Bivacina from coastal monsoons. Small segments of arable land, with simple houses made of wood and stone, designed to be quickly assembled and disassembled in times of war, were not anything particularly impressive, but what did surprise him was their revolutionary use of geoglyphs. By infusing these patterns, physically carved into the plains to honor Iadaeos, with a precise combination of evocation and transmutation magic, they could protect their settlements from natural disasters, just as if a tempest caller was always present. Asali requested a delegation from the conclave of tempest callers to come to Bivacina to exchange knowledge. Now, new settlements can be established on our river tributaries, littered with patterns carved into the stone and soil, warding off storms and floods. These Storm Kings must have many tales for our griots to learn. We and our vassals gain a large tolerance increase of centaur, and we gain a centaur minority side, and every owned province with a river estuary also gains centaur minority size. Fine. We have begun to alleviate the stress on the city of Bivacina caused by the First Kuika War. Asali and his apprentices have brought several innovative pieces of architectural research from across her land to bear on the problem. Our griots have begun singing songs about the wonders of Bivacina, but there is still much work to be done. We gain a large tolerance increase of all races, and for 50 years we gain griot empowerment, plus 20% settler chance, that's quite a lot, plus 20% foreign spy detection, plus 20% spy network construction, plus 20% improved relation, 5% trade steering, and 10% caravan power. That is pretty good. Now I think we need to spy on the orcs with the trophy pile. Because we are doing that duration thing, we no longer need to worry about colonies. They won't rise up. Minus 1% chance. So we don't have to pay for our army. And it also means that this guy can just walk through. We converted this province and we finished a colony somewhere else. Let's send a guy there. Let's try and get a cheaper trader or commandant. A cheaper artist. That's maybe quite good. A cheaper trader. No, we didn't find anything. I know, because someone else found it. Okay, Calasandra's legacy. We have arrived in Aberan, ready to view these famed blueprints. After making sure that we were not agents of their enemies, intent on probing for weaknesses, they allowed us to look. The splendor of Calasandra's work was evident on the pages, and they contained several improvements that we could adapt for the sake of Bivacina. Slyly, we have queried if there are any blueprints they are either uninterested in or finished with, to see if we can hold them in our museum for a time before returning them. It's even more expensive now than before, probably because our economy increased, and then we gain, this is not worth it. Think about how many buildings we are gonna have to build in order for this to make sense. We might actually do it. We have to build 8,000 ducats. That's 16 manufactories. That's a lot. I'm not sure we're gonna build that many in 50 years. Maybe there's a chance, but even if we do, I think it's still not worth it. It's better to get the value of the money now rather than over the next 50 years. We do get this mission because we have a temple, we have 10 base tags in our capital, and we have now gotten 2 relics. So we had to do it to do the missions. Bounties and blue roses. Initially, only this single brilliant blue rose was recovered from another plane, placed in glass and put on display within the museum as the Medaka's favorite item. It came as a surprise when suddenly the planter next to it began to sprout blue roses as well. This caused more and more people to come and see the miraculous plants, and before long, the city of Zena and many other cities in Zena and her colonies in Elantir were full of blue roses. It is hypothesized that our attention is part of their natural life cycle now that they are here on this plane, and they are equipped with a somewhat captivating allure in furtherance of that end. Fortunately, with the awareness divided among all the roses in the city, the growth has slowed to a manageable rate. Plaque on the first blue rose of Zena, Medaka's exceptional treasures. Floriculture exhibit. We gain Zena trade influence in Gunwa and Atzila's Gulf for 25 years, which gives us some trade power. Our exceptional treasures 1 is upgraded, so now it gives -1 on rest, plus 5% institution spread, and -0.2 monthly devastation. And we gain either base production or base manpower for each unique coexisting or integrated non-human pub in our or our subject lands. That could be quite a lot. So right now it's at 33. Click the mission, and we are at 42. So that was 9 development, quite good. For the next mission, we need a lot of trust with Selparura, and either Selparura builds 5 temples, either they build 5 or we build 10. Probably we are gonna build 10. We need 8 more. We can't do it right now. Let's focus on making a bit more money. I think that is more useful. Oh no, we got caught. Oh, that's so frustrating. Oh well, you have to just wait. Oh, thought I had already paid these out. We should not have built those workshops. I mean, we're gonna be fine. What is this? I didn't think the summoned beings could trigger this mercenary event. I mean, it's fine. We want to finish our little ideas. And of course we lose our stab because of a damn noble plot. Got close here, that's pretty nice. Call to arms. Why would you do that? Let's see if we can defeat the cheaters. Fauna hunter Bastrai Kazuru and his little companion Kyush are on the hunt for fauna to add to the menagerie. Defeat the rebels that are spawned by the decision in order to capture the fauna and bring them back to Zena. And we did beat them. So now it will take 90 days to learn if we were successful. No, sorry. That was our chief advisor though, which is kind of annoying. Let's get a level 1 advisor. Results of the hunt. After tracking down the creatures within this province, it is time to see if Bastrai Kazuru and his friend Kyush has been successful. A successful hunt! Read the conclusion of the thrilling story. The lame cups. Now I won't lie. When Kyush signed to me several years down the line, asking how we planned on getting one of Keork's sacred mouths, I didn't have a damn clue. But luck always finds a way for us too. Turned out one of their females had a litter of cubs, and 2 of them were runts. Well, that wouldn't do for the Chendians, who needed to ride them. But me and my bleeding heart spoke up, especially considering what we had learned about their culture, said that I was willing to take him off their hands. After all, nobody back home, no, they were runts, and I'd hate to see the little guys put down or released into the wild to starve. We spoke to the Udmanebek of the tribe, and convinced them that we could nurture their spirits, strengthen their souls, or aid, that they would find more freedom in life entertaining droves of folk back home, in a wide open encampment. They acquiesced, and the little guys ended up curling in our laps the whole ship ride home, and that is how we acquired our first catch. Sheer dumb luck and the appreciation of a new people's faith. The autobiography of fauna hunter Bastira Kazuru, Chapter 2. To the menagerie! We gain Marquee Animal Cheetah, +1 land leader maneuver. This fauna will now be available in Medaka's Majesty Menagerie in Zena. That means we can do this mission, because now we have caught the cheetah and we also have 10 manpower and a duck in our capital. Adventure for the masses. Yes, Come one, come all. The Majestic Menagerie is open to any, all for just the price of a small donation. It is men's instinct to be lovers, hunters, fighters, and letting all of these instincts out to play by watching our cadre of beasts is what we do within the menagerie. Have all the wilderness escapades you could dream of, right inside the comfort of Bivacena's wall, with food, entertainment, and all ornaments and novelties you can dream of. It's a family-friendly adventure for even the young ones. Yes, here in Bivacena, we have made adventure available to the masses. So whether you are just a merchant sailor taking leave or a permanent resident, please come visit while you're here. Advertisement for Medaka's Majestic Menagerie. We gain Zena trade influence in Dry Coast and East Ephelai. For 25 years, our Medaka's Majestic Menagerie will be upgraded, so now it gives minus 1.5 unrest, 15 local task modifier, and minus 0.1 devastation. And again, we gain a random development, this time it's production attacks, per coexisting or integrated non-human pup, which is very good. Now we are at 51 development, which is of course very, very high. We also can read the exceptional treasure. The museum has expanded with many wings and exhibits. Art, architecture, archaeology, and more can all be found within its walls. As we develop our repository of relics, the Medaka's exceptional treasures will expand. The menagerie. This menagerie has many interesting creatures and has begun to attract visitors from across Sahol. As our famed fauna hunters go out in the world and capture more animals, we shall spread the word across Halan. Good, good, good. The merchants want us to increase development in this province, which I think is alright, because we have a lot of diplo points. So we kind of want to do that anyway. We will just embrace colonialism now. It has spread pretty well. And then we can take Diplotech. That did unlock some new ship types. We managed to make Imbushid like us enough to accept to become our vassal. And that means the only land we need for this mission down here is these 3 provinces, and we also need to culture convert some areas. Yeah, we do need to do that at some point. Lack of propagation, look at that. Oh my god. Oof, oof, oof. It probably is well, but getting to 1 stab is just very, very good, I think. We had 30 spy networks, so I think that means we can venture to the hall within Amaldir. The Legends of Kol Dukan happens. Legends of the Kol Dukan. The line between bravery and stupidity is often a thin one. Both are quite close to insanity as well, which may be what protected Asali as he walked right through the throng of high-holed orcs into the great assembly hall of Al-Haras, with the goal of studying its architecture as well as the remaining records left from the dwarves of old, with a ceiling that almost seemed to disappear into the sky, especially to his diminutive halfling form, and a temple filled with great feasts, scattered gems, weapons, and loot that may as well have been a city unto itself. The Kol Dukang Hall of War was an impressive sight. Once the greatest of the great halls of the ancient Dwarroir, it had become a chaotic mix of a war room, a fighting pit, and a tavern for the carousing orcs of the Shattered Crown clan. While we generally prefer the quill to the sword, it is inevitable that we protect our borders, and of course fight against the Keteratan Empire, who still desires to re-establish their control over Horashesh. After returning to Bivacena alongside several orcs who were fascinated by the inquisitive halfling, the Kol Dukang and the lightly exaggerated legends of the loot within have been used as a model for a command center within the governmental structure of Bivacena. This will allow generals to gather with the rulers of our nation to plan battles, and soldiers to feast in victory. To Zena, to triumph. To victory! We gain a large tolerance increase of orcs, and we also gain a trophy pile production efficiency, tax modifier, -1 yearly army tradition decay, 0.1 prestige, and -1% regiment cost. That's quite good, I would say. 20% production on a 50 development province. That's quite nice. And we were immediately discovered. The colony finished. Send one here. We need 23 trust, so we can exchange these favors, and then we should be good. That was not enough. Give another 10 trust. We can finish our offensive ideas finally. Put in our policy. And then do this mission, because we have Ruinborn are integrated and Silparura trust us a lot, and we do have a center of trade level 2 with a marketplace. That's interesting. I didn't upgrade it to level 2. Maybe they got the event. I think there's an event that upgrades it. Or maybe they paid for it. They should be making a decent amount of money. They're not. They're losing money. They should be fine, right? They're losing money because they're colonizing. Anyway, let's read the mission. Parura Partnership. The trade partnership with the Parura people is beyond profitable. Their wood, fish, gold, sugar and cocoa are exchanged with our paper, cloves, silk and wool for mutual benefit. More and more of our merchant princes visit the main trading platform in Selmechinana every year, and the trade of goods and ideas flow freely between the two nations. To strengthen this connection, let us negotiate a treaty to bind us even closer together. There are others arriving on your shores from across Halkan, who we know greedily covet your lands, and will not respect your ways or the Ephili the way we do. If you are amenable to this, our fleets will protect you from these invaders, and both our nations will continue to profit. Declaration of the Parura-Zena Alliance by Commodore Denise Canary. Silparura gains the event partnership with Zena. They will see the benefit of becoming our trade protectorate. They will gain a large increase of tolerance for halflings and humans, and they will increase the halfling and human minority in their capital, I assume, and they get their trade building upgraded. So they gain a bunch of stuff. But I kind of assume that they are now our trade protectorate. It's a relationship between a strong maritime power with a weaker local realm. The subject transfers all trade influence to the overlord in return for protection. Although a subject relationship, trade protectorates act autonomously and can break the trade agreement with their overlord. Interesting. I hope they won't break it. We gain global trade power and global goods produced. And they gain some quite nice stuff as well. 20% tech cost is pretty sick.